because white-libs hate it, and you have people on the right making up fake scenarios and then getting mad about them. Very stupid own goals. Yeah, as you can imagine, Peter was dog piled for that post, including by people on the right. It's not an easy position to stake out. A lot of people.
Sorry, folks, the music's not working this morning. Wow, that's weird. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Having all kinds of weird freaking technical difficulties this morning. I don't know what is going on with that, but I hope you guys are doing okay and having a great day. We'll just turn that off. Can we? No, we can't. Huh. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what the hell's going on this morning. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys checked out the video this morning about creatures, alien life forms, that sort of thing. Um, uh, and I hope if you've got some ideas, you'll. Hey, what's up, Hungar? Long time no see, man. What are you doing? Hit the link. Come on in. No, you're not doing anything important. Anyways, hopefully, like I said, we'll get some people to join in on that, and we can start populating our fantasy science fiction worlds with things besides Earth creatures. It just to me, it's just I know it's extra work or it's a lot of work, however you want to look at it, but it's work that should be done, should have been done all the way back in the beginning, but just because it's a little bit difficult doesn't mean we should just completely disregard the entire idea of that and hand waving that every planet has horses, dogs, pigs, sheep, cow, the whole bit. That's almost as bad to me, if not worse, than using Vikings and Mongols and Egyptians in your D&D fantasy world. It's You're not at home, so you're on a phone. You can click the link. I can throw the link in the chat. Here, I'll do that. You can pop in. You can just say freaking hi for like a second. Come on, everybody would love to see you. Bum, 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 bum. There you go. Hope you're doing well, Hungar. Haven't seen you or your brother. I haven't seen your brother in like 2 weeks, man. Is he okay? Uh, is he, you know, like I said, I saw he did a live stream the other day. Okay, okay, fine. Be that way. I saw he did like a live stream the other day at a time that I could not, pop in and say hi like you're doing now. Just, uh, it was actually, I think, after the fact, to be honest, because I was curious. I was talking to somebody, saying, I hadn't seen you in forever. And I looked, and it had been a couple of days since he had done a live stream, and even longer since he did one of his shorts. So I tell him, I said, hey, and hope everything's well. I mean, I did talk to him in Discord for a little bit. He said he's playing a lot of games, playing Conan Exile. Okay. Um, I not gonna lie, I've looked around for a new like video game so that I could do that instead of doom scrolling or listening to fake news or what they call news these days. And then that's just as useless as playing a video game, but at least playing a video game, having some fun, I guess. But I haven't seen anything super interesting, and it'd have to be on my tablet. And but we'll see. Maybe. I mean, I should be working on other projects, but every once in a while, I just need to freaking chill out. I was playing a lot of, believe it or not, solitaire because I forget where I was. I was somewhere, and I was just bored out of my gourd, so I was looking around on my phone, and I'd never played solitaire before, and I learned the game pretty quick, and my best time is beating it in like 2 minutes 30 seconds. So, what's up, Edgelord? You want to pop in? You know where the link is? It's right there. Um, but in the meantime, I'm still working on these pieces of terrain. You can see the green glow in between the lines a little better. I don't know what I'm going to do about lighting up this. I was actually thinking about just drilling a hole and putting a tea light down there to just make it, because I've got a box full of green tea lights. But I don't know, maybe, but I'd have to do some very careful cutting, and I don't know what this stuff is made out of. I know it's a what do they call it, a filament printer, but I'm not sure if I want to take the chance of drilling through here and breathing that shit in. But it's looking pretty cool. And then I got these pillars, which are actually, I think, looking even better uh, for the glow. Thanks. I got it from scatterterrain.com, and I'm gonna make another order with them. I might even order uh, another one of those just because I want more of these, because these do come with it for like $9 or $12. I get two large ones, the aforementioned entranceway, and then not two but three of the smaller ones, and then one that's actually broken, and it's the broken one, and two more of these and three more of these that I'm more interested in, just so I could have like, it's not really enough to make a perimeter. I was going to get green LED lights from Amazon for my Dolman Wood campaign. I'm telling you, man, uh, there's a lot of ways you can go about it. We go with the tea lights because everything is already done. You can take off the little rubber flame, and they make them in green. And you take off the little rubber flame, which you can use elsewhere, I guess. And then you just have a small self-contained battery light switch, and in a small here, I got one right here, small package. It's just this. If you take off the rubber part, and you've got just this, and you know replaceable batteries, the whole bit. That's the key part, is the battery and the switch. Might even glow in a black light. Yeah, if you get the right. Well, it's not really about the light so much as it is about the paint. If you use neon craft paint, all the craft paints that say neon, um, unlike a lot of the miniature paint, they don't do the glow as well as the craft paint. And all you got to do with the craft paint is water it down a little, and then make sure you mix it really good and really thin, and multiple thin layers of that neon color. And as you can see over here, we've got a crap ton of stuff painted in neon paints. All of our they're not up there anymore. All of the Archon dragons had some sort of black light paint on them somewhere, and the unfortunate fact is that most of them, uh, are considered crappier paint because they're craft paint. But it's really not the case. If you do your due diligence and water them down, you can even use airbrush thinner or whatever, and shake them real good, and Make sure they're mixed at the bottom, so whatever's at the bottom of the bottle is mixed into the regular stuff. Maybe get a paint shaker, and it really spices up a game if you're going to do the black light thing. The few black light games that I was in, I'll never forget. Especially if you can like set up your D&D man cave area so that it's got like black light posters, because those actually help uh, reflect and radiate that black light effect, and then have parts of your table hit with that kind of paint, sometimes even over other colors, so that while it might look this color when the regular light's on, when the black light's on, it'll still show up, and you get that sort of glow that you're looking for. I don't know if any of you've been on some of the like Disneyland rides, like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Alice in Wonderland, especially, is full of black light paint and effects. That's how they get those effects, is because they're just using good old fashioned neon paint and black lights hidden throughout the rides. And it really, it's almost indescribable, the effect it has when it does its magic. If I could, I would put up a bunch of blacklight posters in here, but there's just no more room left in here for anything but one Arduino map up there, one little picture over there, one little picture over there, and it's not enough. But it is an absolute blast having those effects. And if you make any uh, terrain or whatever for your Dolmenwood campaign, feel free to drop some images in my Discord. I'd love to see that. Big fan, big fan of all that stuff. So kind of bummed I got nothing coming in the mail today, unless it's like a Kickstarter thing and they didn't send me the notification. But I've got the Archon Studios in Port Haven coming. I've got the Outgun Superhero coming. I've got something coming from Joe next week. What's up, Dean? I've got Avenger Satanis's book coming. I've got a couple other Kickstarter things that I just noticed. It's funny. Well, besides miniatures, that's a toughie. I mean, when you get the book, you'll be able to kind of get a feel, or the box set. When you get that, you'll get kind of a feel for the people and the creatures, not so much the architecture. The best place for that would be the Legendary Lands of Kaz, and there's not a lot of art in there, if any. It's a giant phone book, like 900 pages of descriptions of each and every nation and city throughout the world of Kaz, which is the world that the continent of Arduin is located. And you kind of got to guess. And um, unfortunately, from what I understand, so much of it is uh, inspired by David A. Hargrave's love of history and obviously some science fiction and fantasy, but there's going to be a lot of references to like Romanesque and Greek architecture and things like that. So you're probably safe with just about anything, because most of it was written in the 70s and 80s. There wasn't really my pushback against that sort of thing, because that's all there was. Hell, even Star Trek couldn't get away from that. I'm doing all right just playing Grim Dawn, which is a Diablo like game. I really like Diablo. I played Diablo 1 and 2 and enjoyed the hell out of it. Played Diablo when it first came out, and then Diablo 2 just a couple of years ago. I got it for the PS4 and had fun with that. Um, what was the other game we played a lot of? Gauntlet. There was a Gauntlet that was very similar, Gauntlet 2 or 3 for like the PlayStation 2, and that was a lot of fun, especially when I found the hold on a second. When we found the codes to change the skins, so you could play as like a ninja, or I think there was a cheerleader. There's a bunch of really goofy images. Now you can still get the maps from Arduin, from Emperor's Choice, and uh, I don't think that's gonna ever go out of print. I hope not. Jackie's, you know, first big claim to fame is there, so there's that. And it comes with several maps of various places on the world, not just the continent of Arduin. But there's more maps coming, so Jackie's gonna, be kept busy. He's actually looking for work. He actually asked me, because I told him, might have a couple of jobs for you, and he's like, "Well, I need money, so sign me up." So that's awesome. The making of like crests and things like that is gonna be a little bit new to him, but nothing he can't handle. If you saw his maps, you know he can do it. He's the only guy who is doing it. That still blows me away how the guys that do that professionally won't do it for fan. I mean, they're missing out. I mean, th- that's going to prove to be like you know a very lucrative job, right? If no one else will do it except him, until later, knowing all the rules and stuff, it'll be years before anybody can catch up to what Jackie's learned over the years. Because I mean, he's been doing that since he's been doing it for like 8 years now. Honestly, yeah, you can stop at Diablo 2. 3 changes a lot, and 4 is a micro. Yeah, if they want money, I'm not interested. hmm The setting book, it's great, but like I said, it's 900 freaking pages. Like artists who wouldn't do fantasy artwork because their peers would look. That is literally the exact reason why they wouldn't do it, Omen. Uh, and I'm like, you could always do it under a pen name, or something, right? Why, if you're worried about something like that, which is insanely petty, and I mean, think about it. How many people are actual vexiologists in this day and age? What like 8 of them, and they're all probably in their 80s. So work is work if you need it. Money's money. It's all green, at least here, right? So why wouldn't you take the freaking job? I mean, they paid Jackie some good money for 70 images. I think it was 70 images. And he was able to do it in 1 month. Um, so why not? I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys how much it was, but it was, for as a 14, right before, like a day or two before his 15th birthday, he officially didn't get the check in his hand, but here you go, you're going to get paid, and you know, not too many 14-year-olds make that kind of money for that kind of a thing, and will be forever tied to something, or at least as long as Arduin and that the maps exist in you know physical and digital condition. Uh, what the hell, right? I don't know. I don't do that kind of thing, but someone wanted to pay me that kind of money for 30 days of work of writing. You know, mind you, he was able to do other things. It wasn't like he was working, 24 hours a day. He probably put in 4 or 6 hours a day. That's not bad. Roger Dean would be so awesome for a setting illustrator. Hey, what's up, Dean? Different Dean. I don't. Uh, I'm not
Hey,
familiar with his work. What's happening, man?
well, I paused from the game because it crashed. Not because of anything with the game, but because like I was jumping between tabs. And
Right.
it worked like a week ago. It would crash if I went onto an active YouTube video.
Hmm.
So I stopped doing that. Like go also to another tab before I went back into the game. But it apparently also does it. It doesn't do that now, but now it does it with live stream. So yeah, I'm taking a
I
break from the game.
okay. It's weird. I've got like my laptop here. I can be listening to one video while I'm on Discord waiting for a live chat or doing other things. I've got one tablet where I can't do any. I can do one thing at a time. That's it. If I back, try to go to another window and open up, it will not do that at all. But uh, I still use it for things. And then I've got another tablet where I can be watching a video on YouTube and I can go check my email. I can go to eBay. I can go check my messages on Discord. But I'm about ready to get another tablet because I know it's been like 2 years since I got the last one. I know there's going to be some other upgrades. Plus, what the frick happened with memory cards? You know the little tiny micro SD
Oh
cards?
yeah,
A year ago, I got I want to say like 120 or 236 gig, whatever, a pretty big one, like a quarter of a terabyte, okay,
yeah.
for $20. Last month or the month before, Jackie and I both needed new memory cards for our tablets, and they were $50.
Yeah, that's every hardware price right now, except for maybe like power supplies has increased drastically because, well, first up, the stock market is bullshit, but we all knew that. That like it doesn't actually reflect what the goods are worth. But then there's also the problem of like all the AI centers and so forth have um, increased demand. And what the companies had done is just cut their what do you call it
Production.
production for consumer goods, and then just charge more for it because they can.
It's insane. I mean, I did manage to find one from a different brand, and it's working. As far as I know, it's working. Uh,
Yeah,
but I mean, those little tiny. I mean, they're freaking tiny. I mean, what they're made out of can't be that much. It's a tiny little piece of plastic with a little bit of metal in it. And maybe whatever
and
crystals.
and that's accurate. They are also what do you call it one of the reasons they are so cheap, or at least supposed to be cheap, is they don't have any redundancy or any diagnostics.
Hmm.
Basically, there is no warning if it's about to die, as opposed to a regular hard drive.
Hmm. Hmm. And it, I save every video, not the live streams, but every video is saved on a card, going
Yeah.
all the way back to the beginning of the channel. Because if YouTube says, you can't do this, you can't do that, um, or whatever. And, I'm on Rumble, but I never go over to Rumble except when I'm watching one particular show and halfway through the show, they go over to Rumble so they can talk about things you can't talk about on YouTube. So I'll watch it there, but I never check. I don't know who's watching. I know I should be better about it, but you know, uh, for the
Yeah,
most
you're
part,
not
I
the
haven't had.
only. Yeah, they're not the only one who use Rumble like that. Yeah, it's the second hour show.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, oh, no, I know of several shows that do that, but the one in particular I've been watching since the big, since they were in their triple digits, like 150 subscribers, uh, and like even with Double D, I'm watching Double D. I was watching it yesterday, and I guess he got the message that hey, Shadow's like, he's not just some fly by night guy. He actually said hey to me, and I was like, okay, cool, he got it. He figured it. Talking with George, he's like, oh, okay. Maybe I should, not ignore him because he doesn't do super chats. I'm not going to do super chats, um, to just to get noticed. And even when I'm watching his show, because I will go in and watch his show. I'll starts my time's 4 o'clock, but when 4:30 rolls around, the other guy's on, and I have not missed a single one of that guy's shows since he started. Not one, not one short, not one. It don't matter. The guy makes me laugh my ass off. So I'm going to watch his show, and he's a fellow Californian. If you haven't figured out by now who I'm talking about, um, I'll tell you later. I don't want to mention his name because, you know, some people out there, like the algorithm, might not like that. Um,
Ah. Yeah, the only guy I really know for California that does contact is a guy called Super Lutheran. So I don't think it's him.
no, because I've never heard of him. I don't know who that is. You can send me a link. I'll watch the show, give him a chance. Um, but
Him. Yeah.
did you watch the show this morning?
Sorry, what?
Did you see the video this morning that I did?
Is the one about making your own creatures?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was unfortunately napping right before the show.
Okay, no worries. It was just the stuff we talked about. I'm gonna try and make like a creature catalog, and get everybody to help out, and so that because the way I picture it's like, okay, imagine we've all got a monster manual, right, of some sort, right?
Yeah.
Well, imagine if we come up with a book with like say 250 critters, right? Birds, fish, mammals, reptiles, bugs, whatever, right? And now after it gets published or whatever, people start using everything in it. Like every world has those make believe critters in it instead of our real critters. How much more that'll spice up your world even without talking about it. If other people have that book, they can go, oh hey, can I get a pet whatever, name thing in the book, and and those become more common than horses or sheep or chicken, then people start making recipes for dishes that include animals that don't exist, instead of the traditional medieval fare that always includes uh, a big turkey leg, like I don't even
I,
like
I
turkey
know
legs.
if my friends were involved, they will see how many times they could make a variant of otters before you notice.
Those are cool animals. James L sent me this great video on Neil the seal, this giant elephant seal that just goes to Tasmania, I think it is. Neil the seal. Every like twice a year, he was born there, so he comes back there, But he's the only one because it was like a freak occurrence where his mom gave birth to him there instead of where they normally do,
Yeah.
and the people just love this guy. But he weighs a ton. In the next 2 years, he's going to weigh 4 tons. A 4 ton critter that just does whatever it wants. If it decides to hump your car, it's going to do that. If it decides to roll over your fence and knock it down, and nothing you can do about it, and everybody just loves him. But it was one of those kind of cute, sweet videos that you never see anymore unless you watch cat and dog videos, which I highly recommend.
So, Shadow, I looked up a chart of of it, and it's like a comparison between a human, an adult female Neil the seal, and an adult bull. I don't know how old this is, but it says like Neil is 3 feet high, 3 meters high, so like around 9 meters high. No, sorry, not 9 meters, 9 feet, 9 feet high. There we go.
Yes.
And he weighs 1 ton, and his max weight, like you said, would be 4 ton,
Hmm.
and 5 to 6 meters tall. So that's around 19. Sorry, around 16 to 18 feet tall.
That's
That's a
freaking.
big creature.
That's like he could go toe to toe with King Kong, because King Kong wasn't quite as big as Godzilla, yet they made him fight all the time, which is weird. But that's like dragon size. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
after
an elephant is already a dragon size.
Mhm.
And then rhinos, while they're not as tall,
But
they're
they're
big.
heavy.
They're big, yeah. Still, and
Not gonna mess with.
apparently a rhino, if they are used to humans, they're apparently like a nearsighted dog in temperament. Of course, in the wild, they're very territorial because they have to. So
Mhm. I was thinking about that too this morning. With you know, there's a lot of animals on Earth that are dangerous, like the hippopotamus. More people get killed by hippos than most other creatures in the immediate area, or even the whole continent. As far as I,
yeah, hippos is one of the few creatures that actually not eat, but is a predator against humans.
hmm hmm
And if we didn't have firearms, it would be very expensive in lives and materials to capture one.
hmm hmm
And then when I say
and
firearms, I also mean like darts and so forth.
hmm and with the discussion I had like last week or whatever about animals uh, going into your tent and killing you and that sort of thing. Um, Here is a solution. You want creatures that do that because you're a dick DM and you want to make the players like on edge 24/7 while they're playing in your campaign. You can make up a predatory animal that has no fear of humans and dwarves and elves and will go into your camp and just mess shit up because reasons. Here's an opportunity to make that jackassian creature, and you can then
And I
bypass the.
already have an idea. So there are parrots and canaries who like puzzles and so forth.
Mhm,
Imagine slightly more intelligent ones that like humanoid creatures looking for things they're missing. So like
mhm.
it flies in when they sleep and we arrange stuff and then flies away and watch them during the day.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. I really am laughing. um, I like that. I actually didn't know that about them, but that explains a lot, in my area because stuff's
Oh yeah,
always.
there is like a area where like a special kind of canaries live, where it's like you're told to duct tape. What do you call it? Your those things on the cars. I forgot what they call whiskers.
Windshield wipers.
Yeah, you're told to duct tape them because otherwise they're gonna yeah see if they can take them apart.
That's exactly right, Omen. Most predators avoid getting injured because they cannot hunt and will starve to death. And they know that instinctively, on some level, even though, they may never have seen it happen. They just know it. Just like they're, for the most part, all immune or terrified of fire. And if you like submit something that's not afraid of fire, don't submit it because everything is afraid of fire. Everything knows on an instinctive level fire bad. Okay, it makes sense. Even if a creature has never encountered fire in its entire life, which should be most creatures, they all run away. You've never seen uh, a forest fire scene where animals are going toward the fire. They all run.
I mean, isn't that like the what do you call it? The Deus Ex Machina in most Tarzan stories that like there's a lightning strike and now there's fire, and then the animal flees.
Okay, and moths are completely like what?
That's just insects in general that they like light.
Yeah, but as soon as they get up to it and they burn an antenna, I'm pretty sure they probably move the frick away,
Yeah.
or they are just trying to get out of that incarnation and onto the next one and dive right into the shit. Right? Suicide moths. Screw being a moth. Right? Um,
This is way too silky.
but yeah, I think it would be. They'll get close enough to smell the stink or feel the heat and flee. Right, and because I'm already picturing like images of we've seen a million scenes, even the cover of the Monster Manual where it's got, even though it's cheesy art, it's got like a bunch of creatures all on the cover, right? Well, imagine a pastoral scene with half a dozen or more of our critters, flying, walking, maybe all at a watering hole just drinking, but you got a bunch of different, animals that don't exist, but we've created in a scene just kicking back, drinking, at the local watering hole. And then, when we get bored with that, we can go on to, making a book on botany and all the plants, because that's another, I mean, how easy is it for you to watch something like a movie or a TV show and go, "Oh, that was filmed in Canada."
Yeah, that's a running joke, not just with Stargate, but anything.
And we could do that too. It would take someone who knows more about such things than myself, because while I did work for the forestry department, I didn't really pay much attention when I was outside North America, on the plants. And even then, I'm pretty sure there's, like there's pine trees all over the freaking place, right?
Yeah.
So we'd have to really work. I think that would be the harder one, to create plant life that doesn't look like earthly plant life,
Yeah. I
just
actually have a
because.
question, Shadow.
Hmm.
Let's take one brainstorm. So you know a mandrake, it
Hmm.
like screams when you take it up, and you have to like be muffled or pick it up in a roundabout way.
Hmm.
What kind of, except for like like those
Uh,
monsters that like eat insect like chomp.
Venus flytrap.
Yeah, Venus flytrap. What kind of plants do you think would actually want to be picked up without necessarily being parasitical?
Things like, um, um, what tumbleweeds are?
Yes.
Okay, there are a lot of plants that want their seeds to be like picked up and deposited elsewhere.
Hmm.
So anything that has uh, external seeds that need to be scattered, uh, that would be a thing. And I could see like in Gamma World and stuff like that, where you can play intelligent and mobile plants. That would be like their number one motivation. They probably wouldn't talk about it, but it's like, yeah, I need to spread my seed, because that sounds gross when a human says it. Like in Elder Scrolls, right, Omen? That place, I forget the name of that place with the lava and the mushrooms, was like one of the most alien looking worlds I'd ever
Vattenfell.
seen. And it was
So
done really
country
well.
itself is called Morrowind, but like the island where all the stuff is Vattenfell.
And I love that game, and I
Oh, it's
played and
great.
I went all over the freaking place. Uh, exactly, Omen, and I'm sure Off Grid does as well. Walking through bushes, we out here we've got these things called goat heads. They're these little tiny sticker, like, imagine like a caltrop, right? But about this big, and it's freaking rock hard and sharp as shit. Um, and they stick to us like crazy. They'll go through our tires. I mean, they're like,
Okay, I don't know that version, but I do know what to call it. Yeah, similar where like they either stick to your skin or your clothes.
well, these will go right through a bicycle tire. I mean, a brand new, thick, unworn out tire. If you go over one, and like I said, they're about a half a centimeter, in circumference, size, height, width, etc. Right? Sharp as a freaking syringe, needle, and that's all it takes to ruin a good tire out here.
Yeah. So I have well, already
Energy.
talking about tumbleweeds. I have a plant now.
Mhm.
So imagine like this. It's similar shape like it does like the ball thing, and it grows on like fields in off season, and it hopes that things kicks it around, or if not, the wind does.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it plants seeds or if it just like kitsu, where like it nitrogenized the soil.
Hmm.
But
I
but
was also thinking about that. What would be kind of neat, maybe, is if its bark or its branches or its thorns or whatever were such that it could actually kind of almost dig as it's rolling. Imagine something that was uh, made so that like maybe the spikes are the seeds, and if they get stuck in the ground and then break off, it can roll and keep doing that. Kind of uh, like those machines that aerate the soil. Those machines that put the little holes in
Yeah.
the ground and then pull out the little dirt turds and leave them in your yard. And but if it stuck in, like a thorn and then snaps off and rolls away, that thorn is actually like the seed, and then they'll grow those things. And
Yeah,
maybe
that
there's.
sounds something that was made by a druid, a wizard, or like a intelligent plant.
Mhm. What's up, Steven? I don't know what I beat you to, Shellback, but goat heads are the bane of our existence out here. In 15 years, we have changed or replaced the inner tube like easily 30 or 40 times on the various bikes. Uh, Jackie and I have owned out here. And the wife's always saying, "Why don't you just get a patch kit? Why don't you just patch it like we did in the old days?" I'm like, because patch kits that are made today suck ass. The glue is absolutely worthless. Um, I don't know why, but they keep selling them and people keep buying them, and I get them for free here and there. But uh, the problem is they've been sitting on shelves in places for so long, kind of like epoxy. If you've ever bought a two-part epoxy and go to use it, and it's already solid in the tube, it's like no longer a glue. It's just a freaking hard piece of plastic, like inside the tube that you can't squeeze out.
Oh yeah, thistles. It's one of my least favorite things,
Yeah, yeah.
and not just because I have accidentally sit on one, but yeah.
Mm. That's
Fortunately,
the tender really.
Fortunately, I was wearing jeans, but it's still like, why does it itch?
Mm-hmm. I don't. Well, it's I don't know, but we've got things out here too, and there's uh, a lot of plants and things like that out here, like poison ivy and poison oak, and that shit will ruin your freaking camping trip real quick. Okay,
Oh
what
yeah,
the hell's a jumping?
yeah. I was thinking a nettle. Yeah, but yeah, not
What's
thistle.
what's a jumping cactus?
I haven't heard of those.
We've got like prickly pears because they're just things that grow on a certain kind of cactus. We get stuff like those out here, and they look pretty freaking alien. I got to say, I mean, every cactus, because we used to own like my parents used to have like a cactus garden, and there was like 20 different kind of freaking cactus.
Okay, looking at Google Images, a jumping cactus look like those small cactus ball that sticks to you.
Hmm.
So probably similar to goat heads.
Well, goat heads are a bitch, but I assume there's like a seed inside the center of them, and that's the purpose of them. But they're still kind of assholes, little tiny assholes. Um, and I don't, fortunately, now that Jackie's no longer riding a bike and getting ready to drive, he starts school. He starts college next month. Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
A cactus that
he has
literally breaks
definitely
apart.
matured a lot. Like, do you remember those two early videos I linked you?
Which ones?
When you asked like for the first video on your channel,
Oh yeah, yeah.
where like there was the first video where he's like 12, 13, and then there is like a live stream from like a year later where
Mm-hmm.
he looks a lot older already.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was the first one we did was with Connell.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean he's we were talking last night, about all kinds of different things, and the kid is so fucking smart. Oh my god! And even as a little kid, he was pretty bright. To get out of my hair, no. Right now he's going to be taking.
I
Shellback
assume
is
it's
going to be
just to get the diploma.
for the most part. He claims he wants to teach history, and I'm like, yeah, but what are you going to do for a living? Um,
Yeah, I don't recommend going to college to become a university teacher because those jobs are already taken, and you don't have the connections. I'm sure.
well, by the time he can do that, a lot of those people will be dead, and it'll be worse. And I'm sure he'll find something else. Do you guys have poison oak, wild parsnip? Probably. I mean, because I've heard of them. But uh, you know, if he keeps working, like right now, he's recording a video and editing, and he does all the voices, the singing, the songwriting, the animation, all this crap. If he keeps doing that, and which is what he should go to school for, because he's already self-taught himself enough to make cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got his own imagination, his own stories, etc. I'll back that all day long. I'll still back his whatever his choice is, but I mean, like, he can make some money, some real money, and be thoroughly satisfied and fulfilled, and not have to, um, compromise any of his ideas or his goals or his, values if he does something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sounds. Your friend have my sympathies.
Your friend still has it in his system. Wow,
Yeah, that
that's
sounds almost like tuberculosis or something like that, where like you can have it, but it's not active.
that's fucking crazy, man. I never heard of that. Um,
That is definitely a case where you wish divine magic was a thing, so it can get purged.
yeah, well, he's going to start at a community college, and depending on how things go with the reserves and stuff like that, we'll hopefully be able to either get him into a better you know school, or maybe he'll wait and do some military stuff. It's really like kind of like 1 year at a time to see what he's going to do, because if he's going to interrupt his college after year one to do the reserves, that's going to take up kind of like half that year, from what I gather, or a third of it, or whatever. Um, who knows? Personally, I think he should have just bitten the bullet, went full Army or Navy or Air Force, and done the 4 years, and then had a lot more
Speaking of
options.
Jackie, does he know you're wearing a Ramparella shirt?
At the moment, yeah, because he saw me wear it. Yeah,
Okay.
he doesn't like it, but what's he gonna do? Um,
Yeah, yeah. You guys have a lot of paint, but I don't think he actually is gonna throw it at you.
no, it's funny though. I was working on. I was using this Tesseract Glow, but because it's in an asshole freaking Games Workshop bottle, I thought it was completely sealed. When I went to shake it and I looked down, I'm
Oh
like,
no.
oh crap! And it didn't come out in the wash. It did not come out in the wash. So I got green dots on something, my pants for the most part. Okay, hold on a second. Off grid is. I recommend engineering of some sort. Yeah, that's like what he wants to do. The absolute like least of the is anything like that. We he and his mom and we both recommended something like that, but he's so not that kind of a thinker.
To
Every
be
summer he
fair,
gets bad
and
rashes and blotches on his skin. Wild parsnip is bad. It even secretes its oils into the air when you cut it down, and it can coat and scar your lungs. Oh man, what the hell?
I
Uh,
will
be- uh go ahead, Dean.
I will give Jackie credit though. being an engineer is a special kind of mind. There is a reason why there is the stereotype of the engineer being either a very nerdy guy or very boring guy.
So which one are you, Omen? I'm gonna go with nerdy because you're never boring. Um, we have poison oak here and stinging nettle. What's up, Cal? He doesn't like vampirella because too much skin, showing. He's very prudish when it comes to such things, which he gets from his mom, not me, because I'm a Ferengi at heart. I don't think women should even be allowed to wear clothes or makeup. We should know what we're getting
I got
ourselves
that
into.
reference, Ferengi Hard. Isn't like one of their rules were like where it's like rules of acquisition, something like that. It helps your wife's having clothes on when the boss visits.
Yeah, otherwise they're not allowed to wear them.
Yeah.
We need to know what we're getting ourselves into. Um, just saying. Um, and wild parsnip, but we killed such noxious weeds actively. Good for you. And Owen just says yes. Dot dot dot. Yes, we know we're all nerds, or dorks or whatever.
I kind of have to remind myself weeds is actually a thing before people started smoking Mary Jane. So it's like,
Oh,
oh, I've been killing noxious weed.
mhm.
That can sound a little brutal.
Yeah. I've been looking into some of the weeds in our local area that are actually beneficial. There's some that you can create uh, things out of that will help you in an emergency or whatever. Got them too, Cal. So much that the township puts some small metal signs on my road warning of it. It's everywhere. Yeah, we don't have. I mean, we're lucky to have any plants at all, and the worst we've got is the as far as I know, is the goat heads. We don't even really have cactus out here. We've got Joshua tree and maybe manzanita, but manzanita is you're just not allowed to cut it down because it's so endangered, and people really like making furniture out of it. So it's like a big time, against the law if you cut it down or whatever or mess with it. Oh, and we've got these poppies out here um, that are like kind of rare or something. They're orange. They're kind of pretty, but now they're starting to grow, like just pop up. Pardon the pun. Away from where their natural habitat is, and people will go there, try to, sneakily like uproot one and take one home, but we're starting to see them like just growing on the side of the road. Uh, get goats to eat parsnip. They eat poison ivy also. Cool.
To be
Um,
fair, goats eat everything, and it's probably why North Africa looks like it does now. Other than the Muslim didn't. Basically, the Muslims that invaded back then were goat herders and pastoral.
mhm,
And basically, they didn't give a fuck about the farmers who lived there and their aqueducts and irrigation.
mhm.
So North Africa dried up. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. We don't really have that much in the way of like anything dangerous that I know of. I mean, I've never heard or seen. It is funny though. Every once in a while, we get like a really big dust storm, and the tumbleweeds will invade.
Yeah.
Sometimes we we've been on the road during one, and just like a herd of tumbleweeds will just roll on by, or I'll find some. They keep trying to get into my back gate. It's weird. We have this weird thing with the wind where it'll blow them into this one area, which just so happens to be right next to our trash can. So it's like, oh hey, thanks, hop on in. Um, Cal says only some varieties of manzanita are listed as endangered, others are not. There's some 23 to 30 varieties. Oh, okay. Didn't know that, Cal. Back in the day when I was living near them, it was just like a big deal. Like, don't touch them, don't even look at them. Blame Russians for tumbleweeds. Yeah,
Okay, I just looked up manzanitas, and they're actually pretty pretty. At least some
uh
of them.
yeah. Egypt was the breadbasket of the Mediterranean Empire. Yeah, well, Not anymore. Goats are great at clearing underbrush, and they taste good too. If you've ever had goat, it's not too shabby. I
Yeah,
wouldn't do
goats are the
goat.
goat.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Wow, that was quick. I've never had any like goat milk or goat cheese or anything like that that I'm aware of. But in a stew, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
I mean, I don't mind goat milk if the goat has been well fed, but if it's like a goat where you just let it loose, then yeah, it's to goat milk for me.
Yeah, when my wife and I were dating like a long time ago, obviously, but like the one of our first couple of dates, it wasn't really a date per se. There was a party at her family's house, and we're sitting there, and they give me a bowl of something. And there's some meat in it. I'm like, I asked her, what is this? And her English was at the point where she couldn't tell me. She had to draw a picture of a little goat, and I'm like, oh, it was cute, because the girl drew it. You know what I mean? So, I don't eat meat. And I'm like, well, too late, you know. But I can still remember the picture that she drew, a little ballpoint pen, picture, and I'm like, not too bad. I never had goat before. I've had like lamb, didn't like it. Had duck, didn't like it. I've never had bear or any kind of venison, so I don't know if I would like it, but I will try it once. Um,
Have you tried pheasant, or is it peasant? How
yeah,
you
yeah,
pronounce it?
yeah. Pheasant. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
that. I've
I
had
really like
quail.
it.
I've had quail. I've had turtle. I don't like it. Don't recommend it. Uh,
To be fair, turtles is also one of the things you're not okay. We don't go by the rabbinical laws anymore, but technically you aren't allowed to eat turtles.
I can see why, because they're nasty. It's fucking nasty
And
shit.
also they are prone to not diseases, but like bugs and
Parasites.
parasites. Yeah.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I stay away from fish, because you just can't trust it. I mean, you're supposed to be able to cook the shit out of those and make them go away, but if you overcook fish, it's not very good.
Mm.
Uh, Goat milk is the most nutritious in your opinion, and naturally homogenized, of course. Everything is. Um,
Technically, the most nutritious milk is what do you call it? Camel milk, man. But good luck getting a lot of milk out of them.
yeah, I'm okay with never knowing the benefits of such a thing.
Mm. Point is just there are like a few farms in the U.S. that like produce it. They mostly sell to mothers with autistic kids because it's very anti-inflammatory. But again, camels aren't, made for that, so you don't get that much milk out of it.
It tastes goaty. That's something you'd expect a kid to say, but it's cute. Um, I don't even drink milk anymore. Milk I can't do. I can do ice cream, I can do cheese, etc. But milk, it just my body just don't like it. I tried it after about like 10 years of not having it at all, and nothing changed. But I mean, I was
I
able to eat
mean,
ice cream again, but just not milk.
milk. There is two factors about that. First off, it will have to be used for it. So, like, if you take a break, like years,
Hmm.
it's gonna be hard again. And then there's also like studies to show that like certain bacteria in the stomach, whether they're benign or not, also makes you bloated and so forth
Hmm.
once you start digesting the milk. I'm not suggesting anyone go on like an antibiotic treatment, but apparently that helps.
Take care, Cal. I will see you tomorrow, maybe. Um, I think I answered all your questions in Discord. If not, remind me. Because I heard that if you go without something for a long enough period, you can come back to it, kind of thing. And that worked with like popcorn and a few other things that I couldn't eat, but not milk. Milk is like the just no.
Yeah. Japanese milk isn't that like not just pasteurized but also pasteurized shellback? Or am I thinking of Indonesian and Filipino milk? It's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink anything from the Philippines. Just saying. Just
Oh, this is like safe, but it's like like a carton. Like those they also put juice in,
hmm
and it's been so high pasteurized that like it can be on the shelves forever. It's not
and it
what
doesn't sound like a.
basically you only drink it for the calcium and the protein.
Yeah, I would just take a pill.
Yeah.
It's just I don't trust. You posted more. Okay, okay, no problem, Cal. I don't like anything that doesn't go bad. You know what I mean? Uh, like at a natural rate. Like McDonald's. Um, off grid. I think it was you was talking about leaving food out and nobody, not even the bugs and the animals, touching it. If they won't, like my dog, he's a good example too. If we're not sure if something's gone bad or not, if the dog won't touch it, he knows. I'm not eating that.
I
Uh,
mean, McDonald's in the US, even if you don't count like if you ignore the preservatives real quick, they also have like that issue that like um sorry for the people who tired of hearing about seed oils, but it can like what do you call it dry things in a lot. So like that's why the buns and so forth like uh, between that the seed oils and the salt it like really dries in.
yeah, Jackie really likes like buns with seeds on them. I'm old, so I don't want to take the risk with my teeth and miss one and yeah, no thanks. I don't actually miss milk. What I miss is cereal, which I know is even worse for you because uh,
At least American cereal where they put iron in it.
oh, that's weird. You mentioned that. Most American multivitamins don't have iron in it on purpose. It's really really weird. I had to look far and wide to find a multivitamin with iron in it because I was really low on iron, and that's why I was getting like really bad, having really bad effects from just what we call cold weather, but it was just like extreme because I was getting very very little iron in my diet for some reason, and I went and looked for multivitamins, uh, and there's like no multivitamin with iron in it that I could find off the shelf. I could
Yeah,
find
here
iron
is almost
supplements.
the opposite problems. Well, not problem, but the opposite thing. Where like I had to specifically get one where it says without iron. It's in Danish, so you can't really read it. But
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but it was just like I was taking vitamins, every day, trying to be good about it, and then I started looking, because I realized what was going on. Because I did a search, why am I affected by the cold? And he said you're probably low on iron. I'm like, can't be. I'm taking a multivitamin. Blah blah blah. Just like another insidious thing our pharma sorcerers are working on. Uh, when I first started giving up sodas because of caffeine and coffee and all that, you get headaches, right? It's one of
yeah,
the symptoms of going no longer consuming those products. So I was taking aspirin, and you have to look for aspirin without caffeine in it to not stay on the caffeine. It was like, what the shit? Why do all my aspirin bottles say with caffeine? I didn't notice. It was like, oh, aspirin. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
headache went away.
because it helps absorb the it. But yeah, you don't need it. You just need aspirin without additive and without coating.
So I eventually found some, but it was hard. I had at first I had to order it from like Amazon because our local grocery stores didn't have it, and then eventually I found one that did. And I'm like, okay, get a couple of bottles, I'll be fine. I have hemochromatosis, no problem here. Stockpiling iron in my body. I have to watch how much I intake. It's a genetic adaptation. Well, because you live in the freaking, the Great White North, where you need that, I guess, to stay warm. But too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that where uh, that syndrome or disease where people have issues getting rid of iron, that's apparently common among Irish and redheaded people.
Well, he's one of the two, right? What is
I
your
mean, there is
problem?
a lot of Irish descended people in the U.S., so
Yeah, yeah. Magneto would do a number on me. Uh, Bloodletting, let those leeches get you, dude. No, I don't even want them in my freaking neck of the woods. That's one of the things I like about the desert. There's no bugs. The only
oh
bugs
yeah,
we have will kill you. There's no annoying bugs, just deadly bugs. The wife said she saw a freaking black widow the other day, and she said his body was like this big, and I'm like, kind of not surprised because when we first moved in here, I saw one like that, and it was terrifying. Because normally black widows are, in general, about this big, the whole spider, from tip to leg to leg, But the body being, it was like, it had like a body like a black grape or a black olive with legs and the red thing on the back. I'm like, oh my god, that thing bites you, you're gonna freaking explode, you
yeah.
know.
We have some that look scary over here. Not that are not they're not actually dangerous, but like we have like one or two species of like spiders that's like this big as opposed to what you're saying, and well, totally with arms and legs and so forth, and they are black and yellow striped,
Nice.
and
So they
it's
let
a
you. They got the
yeah,
pinstriping to let you know they're coming. Uh,
and it is very, how should we say, a very strong, vibrant yellow. Like it's almost strong. Like it is actually stronger than wasps and bees.
yeah. We spray regularly for them, and it seems to do the trick. But this one was hiding in a place that's like not a big fan. Daddy longlegs are like the most poisonous thing on the planet, but they can't bite you because of the way their mouth is
Oh yeah, there's a
shaped.
lot of spiders that can't bite you unless like they're pressed onto you, which is why under the shirt or near the neck is the most common bite areas.
Mhm. Like a few days of very bad flu. Yeah. Well, we just like to avoid any of that crap, especially Jackie's mom. And when Jackie was little, oh, we had freaking. He had one of these kitty cars, and it had been left out in the backyard for a while. He was kind of about to outgrow it, but we were having this party, and he decides to get into it. And I'm like, I noticed there was a freaking black widow right there. It made a web right inside where he was about to put his legs. And I'm like, no, psh, killed that fucker quick. Well, not really quick, but sprayed the shit out of it to the point where
So I take it you don't like spiders, a giant legion of spiders.
I love them in games, but in real life, no. Just you know, outside they can do their thing. Eat the other bugs. That's fine. But if they come anywhere near where they could either come inside or cause a problem for someone else, they're dead meat.
Hmm. Also, did you know that spiders technically don't have blood?
Yeah, they got goo inside them. I don't care.
So basically, blood, the way it works, it has to go from one way to the other.
Yeah.
Spiders have where like an ambient fluid, and the reason for that is because they go up, down, and all over the place. So if
Hmm.
they have a pressure like we have, they would faint very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've got golden spiders too, and huntsman spiders as both get to a decent size. The scariest spider I ever saw though was what they call a wolf spider because it was like furry and gray and thick. Like some parts of it were like kind of like as thick as his paintbrush.
Yeah.
His legs and stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, that one's got some hit points, at least two. You know,
Yeah, and then there's Australia where the spiders have mana bars.
I go World War I on bugs in the house, pure 100% chlorine bleach in a spray bottle. I didn't know that would work. Shellback. Yeah, just they're great in game, but in my my house, no. Too much, between the wife's lupus and grandma being 80, plus years old. I don't need her dying of a heart attack while I'm the only one at home. Um, and the what do you call it? The scariest spider story I ever heard was from an ex girlfriend. She was in Thailand, and she woke up one morning with the spider the size of a fucking, like a horseshoe crab attached to her arm. It wouldn't let go. It was like she said, it was something like, it was like this freaking big. It was just like, holy shit! I would have gotten on a plane like within like 30 minutes of that incident and never
Yeah,
never
that
looked at it.
sounds like one of the spiders with a mana bar.
Yeah, the camel spiders or whatever they're called in Africa, not Africa, the Middle East. Uh, no thanks. I'm not doing that. I'm just no thanks. Very, had one sitting on my shoulder. We watched the fireworks together. Okay, so you got yourself a familiar. It works. It's a very painful way for the bug to go, slow and painful. Nah, I just want them dead. I don't care. They, yeah, they're not out to get me, so I'm not out to get them. But they're not allowed in, and they know the rules. If they come in, you know it's a death sentence. That's just it. I don't care. But that's about all we get. We don't get a lot of other bugs. We do get butterflies, which that's fine. But my dog has never had a flea ever. No ticks, nothing like that.
Oh yeah, I imagine in Afghanistan, that's not a place where you will encounter the local insects.
Yeah, I had another ex girlfriend who was uh, Desert Shield in the Marine Corps, and yeah, but they got like sand fleas as well. Fuck that noise. Fuck that. Oh no, thanks. But you just know my body is like the ultimate no. You're not allowed to walk on me, crawl on me. Don't even look at me. I catch you looking at me, and you're a bug.
Oh,
No, it's a death sentence on freaking 5 systems or whatever. Uh,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
to be honest, I'd be more worried about the people. Just saying, but you know, that's me.
oh, yeah. It's kind of funny with human, not evolution, but like human development. That like we went out of the caves when we discovered fire because like then we could be transportable and like have the fire with us. Then we went back into caves through houses, and now the insects are here again.
Mhm. It's still, if I can see them, they're too big. Oh man, it's just um, you know,
So now it's not the time to talk about the tiny spiders on your back.
I just knew you were going to go there. I just knew you were going to go there.
At least
Yeah.
I didn't stay under your skin. Anyway,
Saw a couple of lethal scorpions in Iraq. Good thing they cannot climb walls. Yeah. I think in situations like that, everybody should be issued a personal flamethrower. Um, a lot of weird ancient stuff in Afghanistan, including bloodlines. The only monkey is on my back. Yeah. Don't
I
do
don't get
drugs,
that
kids.
reference.
It's a drug reference.
Uh,
You got a monkey on your back. It means like you're addicted to something.
okay, I
Um,
thought it meant like you had children and they were like,
no, 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 no.
because like sometimes children are called monkeys or apes. So
Yeah, dust mites. Yeah, we got those. We had boots. They crushed easily. Yeah, I just take care, Shellback. See you tomorrow, maybe. Just not a fan of bugs. Just you know, even ladybugs. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
yeah, ladybugs are. Have you ever been swarmed by them?
No, here, my whole life in California, it was like a four-leaf clover. If you find one or one finds you, it's supposed to be good luck,
Mm.
kind of thing. I mean, in my whole life, I think I've seen maybe five.
Yeah.
They're like
I have
super, super
experience
rare.
having to what do you call it? I was with my parents at a beach together with my parents and sister and my stepsister, and where we had to find another beach because there was like an infestation of yeah ladybirds there that like just jump all over you to get the salt.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're harmless, but you still don't want all of them. Yeah, crawling over you. Oh, I still agree with that bad news part. It's just you don't want them like swarming all over you. It's like as opposed to there's one or two like drinking from your sweat.
hmm That's gross, but whatever.
Yeah.
What's up? Bad news. Ladybugs are good. They're vicious against other pests damaging your garden. Okay. We don't like the Chinese ladybugs up here. They're slightly different color and spot patterns. Okay. Little red fuckers. They do bite. Well, like I said, I've seen like five in my lifetime. I've literally seen more four-leaf clovers than I've seen ladybugs. That must be why we did see them back in the day. We had one of the properties I lived on, one of the houses I lived at. They we had aphids and had to spray a certain kind of powdery substance to get rid of them. We get swarms of the fake ladybugs in the fall. They get in and swarm all over the windows, and always on the west-facing windows. Yeah, the orange dotted ones are bad. Never even seen that. Um, Hey, I want to ask you guys because I keep seeing this commercial and I don't know if it's worthy of further investigation. Have you seen the commercial for the little gadget that you can use to get the pesticides off your food? It's like a giant capsule about this big. It's like a plastic thing. You put in a bowl of water, you put your fruit in it, and it's like a sonic cleaner, and it like gets all the freaking pesticides off your food. Have you seen that commercial?
I haven't, but I just use baking soda, like the mineral kind, not the chemical kind.
Okay. Exactly those shits. uh, because I I get it. Hold on, dang it. Um, the wife she uses uh, vinegar to get rid of to wash all our fruits and veggies. But then they taste like vinegar, and I cannot fucking stand that shit. I'd rather eat the freaking pesticides, to be honest. But for her, she has to be very careful, and since she has to eat mostly fruits and vegetables now, I keep seeing this commercial. It's like the lady's got this big bowl and puts the device in it, and like, and then the water starts turning like brown because it's supposedly shaking off the pesticides because pesticides are, for the most part, designed to withstand the rain. Otherwise, they're worthless, right? Or the watering of the plant. So it sounds like it should make sense, but I've not looked into it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Any of you guys heard of anything like that? Talk about bites by ladybugs. You've seen a spray for that? Yeah. I mean, for the most part, it seems like the vinegar works, or at least she's happy with it. I don't eat that many fruits and vegetables, and we never do it to the onions because it's pointless because they got the wrapper on them, and onions and pickles are like the only vegetables I eat, and tomatoes occasionally. Finally got her to start buying real tomatoes instead of those stupid fucking Roma tomatoes. Those like egg shaped tomatoes. Those are useless for a freaking sandwich or a burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want the freaking the big motherfuckers, So she started buying these other tomatoes, and um, but they also taste better as far as I'm concerned. I get it if you're like making if you're making a what do you call it, a sauce, then I don't care, But trying to like put sliced Roma tomatoes to fit on a hamburger, you got to like slice and get like four of them, and I just want one freaking slice. Make it easy. Yeah, I know onions are underground. Onions are the bomb. I don't know why people don't like them. Stick them all over your shirts. Yeah, yeah. Well, to tell that to the Mexicans, they don't know that. They buy the cheapest, whatever it is. That's what they're going to buy. That's what they're going to eat. Yeah, yeah. That's what I
I
figured.
do
But
like tomatoes though.
I do too. Oh, absolutely. Um, but for whatever reason, I just Roma tomatoes are also like squishier. I want to say, I
Yeah.
want something that's a little
Because
firmer.
again, they're made for cooking.
But they're also like super freaking cheap. Onions, garlic, shallots. I'm okay with all that stuff, but I don't like go out of my way. To be honest, I almost don't use any seasonings at all because I don't trust them anymore.
Oh,
Salt and pepper. That's like it. Because if you buy any seasonings, in a little jar or whatever, it's like um, I don't know what's really in there. Oh, sorry, bud. Oh, that wasn't you.
I mean, I know over here the seasoning is fine. It's just they often have to like put on the bag that like can contain trace amounts of like mustard and what was the other one? Celery.
Hmm. Just out of the blue, just cauliflower is delicious. No, cauliflower. I cannot stand cauliflower. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, uh,
I call
and
her flour, but I barely knew her.
uh, broccoli. Almost everything else, I'll at least try or have we'll give it a chance. Cauliflower. Oh no, dude, no. Just no. I can't do it. I just can't do it. There's a I tell you what, with broccoli, when I was working for the forestry department, right, um, as a ranger, we had this cafeteria we'd eat every day, and one day sitting at a meal with some buddies, and broccoli was on the plate for everybody, and this guy he just for whatever reason took his broccoli and just like was playing with it over his over his plate, and all these little bugs started falling out of it, and I'm like, nope, never eating that shit again, never.
I
Because there's
never
like
had
a
that
million
happen before.
places from to hide, in the green part. It's like, oh, they just go in there and die. Yeah, no thanks.
So bad news part. I know James, GM James likes cabbage a lot, but he's also Scottish and Eastern European descendant, so
Mhm.
it's kind of what they eat. Sorry, Irish Scottish.
Yeah, Chris, that's exactly what we do as well. The pepper grinder, the little mill, and different kinds of salt and pepper, corns. That's cool. The other stuff, no thanks. Just started having kale. Can't stand that shit. Berry protein smoothies that we make in the morning. All the ingredients of them property except the protein powder. That works. I have bacon or sausage, or some days I have both. Um, I'm like this far from going full carno. I just can't. I can't give up the spuds, man. Just can't do it.
To be
Can't.
fair, potatoes is one of the better things you can eat for several reasons. Like the Russian made an experiment, and yes, your Russian's potatoes, haha. But apparently, you can survive for years on potatoes, salt, and butter.
Okay. The wife actually. Then why are French fries so bad? Is it the oil? Is the
French
process?
fries, it is the oil. So the problem with the and the age of the oil, like it shouldn't be a problem. Like if it's like what do you call it? Like anything from an animal or like actually I don't know how well olive oil and what do you call it coconut oil fries, but I know you can like do it in a air fryer or a
Mhm.
convention oven.
Air
But
fryer. I've done that, and they taste like crap. You
mm,
cannot. Uh, there's no substitute for any form of oil over the air fryer. That is a freaking. Uh, this is bullshit. However, the missus made some baked potatoes in the air fryer last weekend, and they were really fucking good. Um, so go figure.
it also depends on the air fryer because like mine, it's fine. I just can make chips with it, like the crunchy runs.
Kale's only purpose is for covering the ice on the salad bar. It's not edible, in my opinion. It's usually the salt and oil and other things. Yeah, but those are the things that make them delicious. I've been surviving 50 years. Yeah, you're a weirdo, man. I've been surviving 50 years on potatoes, salt, and butter. Yeah, we didn't do a lot of baked potatoes here because the boy just not a fan, so it seemed like a waste of time. So we just, didn't do it. But
Yeah, tallow oil is pretty great. It's just you have to find it or make it.
Cal, we dropped the ball on growing potatoes here this year. I'm furious that we didn't do it, but next year you can fucking guarantee we will be freaking making growing more potatoes than we know what to do with. Because why the hell not? One potato turns into 20. Why isn't everybody doing that? It's fucking just blows my mind if you think about it. What's up, Cold Iron? Strangely, you lost your taste for potatoes a while back. That sounds like a curse. Did you piss off a gypsy or something? You can survive, but you won't thrive. Unfortunately, same issue with rice. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, just doing one thing sounds awful. My wife makes fries for my potatoes. Those are divine. Tallow oil. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to convince the ladies here that we can save the oils and the greases to make better foods, but they're just like not having it. They just don't get it.
Okay,
Um,
I never heard a Mexican not wanting to save the oil. Because I always heard that it's like the opposite problem that they save it too long.
with the ones I'm related to, will not do it. I think Grandma's tried, but I think it's the wife who like sabotages it and just throws it away. Because I've seen like occasionally I've seen like a container, from the bacon grease or whatever, but she just she thinks butter and oil are the devil, and just like freaks out if I put the required 2 tablespoons of butter. When you're making mac and cheese, it says add 2 tablespoons of butter, right? It's like this much. It's going to be divided by 4 people. They're going to eat the box of mac and cheese. And she's like, "Oh, you're trying to kill us." I'm like, "How else do you make this? How else do you make this freaking box of mac and cheese without the butter?" Because we've had to in the past, like when we were really young, the parents would try to like, "Oh crap, we're out of butter." Well, we'll just and it turns out like shit. Um,
I could imagine you could probably use milk with high fat percentile, but it's not
they
the
would just
same.
they would just add more milk, but it was only like 2 additives to the recipe, anyways. Besides water, it was butter and milk. I'm like, yeah, more milk isn't going to make the cheese powder more cheesy. It's going
Yeah.
to make it clumpy and
Yeah,
gross.
milk is a good separator if it's not a high fat percentile, which is usually not.
Kale and vegetables are what food eat. Exactly.
Yeah, my thing with kale is there was a fun period where everyone just made smoothie out of them. Then they found out that you actually have to cook it before
That
you use it.
potato salad is kind of like where I draw the line. I have yet to have a potato salad that I actually like really like. I don't know. I posted some of my potato pics in your prep spot on Discord also. Thanks for rubbing that in, Cal. Unless you're going to send me a box of potatoes. Um, although we did get a really good deal on a big giant freaking bag of potatoes from like Sam's Club a while back. But now that the boy will eat, potatoes other than, French fries and another recipe I make, it's added a whole bunch of little things, to our like normally Monday through Friday our meals are like kind of really simple, but on the weekends we have a little more time, and we'll sit down and eat. So we make something a little fancier. So potatoes are
And
making a comeback here. Yeah.
uh, I actually have I don't remember what you call this type of potato, but I actually have a nice baked potato you could try if you like putting spices on it. Yeah,
I'll
you can
try
use.
anything. Go ahead and send
So
it.
basically, there's two ways you can do it. You can boil the potato first. It
Hmm.
has to be like those baked potatoes,
Hmm.
and then you cut a line around, like along them. So like
Like
you
a
can
clown
actually,
show.
yeah, not like cut all the way through, but just like down there, and then you add spices on, and then you put it in the oven to bake, and then it's supposed to get like like the brown surface. Another way you can do it is if
That
you have
sounds
smaller
interesting.
potatoes, you can like like put them in cold water to get the starches out,
Hmm.
and then do the same thing without boiling them. And I forgot what they're called, but that is also like a nice way to make oven potatoes.
Nice. If God didn't want us to eat animals, then why did He make them out of meat? um, there's other things that are made out of meat and we're not supposed to eat. You understand that, right? I use bacon
Like
grease
each
to make
other.
green beans. They don't taste right otherwise. Never tried making mac and cheese without milk. It doesn't work. Yeah, yeah. Well, uh, but without the butter, that's why when it comes to mac and cheese now, I get the kind that just comes with the big silver bag of cheese, the squeezy cheese. Um, and so I don't have to hear that, but you still, even when I make that, oh, you're poisoning my son again. I'm like, okay, just because you grew up so dirt poor, you couldn't afford the 25-cent box of mac and cheese back in the day, doesn't mean I'm trying to poison my fucking kid. I'm still here. I'm almost 60. I'm 4 years older than you. Okay. I'm not dead. So at the very least, he's got, 40 years he could go doing what I'm doing. And mind you, he's never going to smoke, drink, or do other things. So he might get an extra 20 years on top of that. What's the problem? You're your age, and you've
I
got
mean, we
degrees.
already gone over that she doesn't like either when you like add bacon grease to dog kibble. So
Mhm. Yeah, shells and cheese, that's like the worst for you. But yeah, we don't do it that often. We've got other pasta dishes that we'll make, etc. And we want to air fry things, potato wedges and stuff. You need to, yeah, we do the oil with the spritz it, whatever. But there's some things it just won't do, and even like just good old fashioned French fries. Um, it just it just doesn't work. You could, because I used to bake the shit out of them when I was when we first moved in, and then one day I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna cook them in oil and see, what the difference is, and that just started a freaking avalanche of cooking things in oil. Jackie just like went, oh my god, these are the best fries ever, and he still thinks that way. 4 years later, and he's not wrong. They really are. Um, I can't do sweet potatoes or yams.
Yeah, sweet
Usually,
potatoes. I have the issue with them that they taste sweet. I know it's in the name, but that's my problem with them.
it's not that. It's like when you're a kid and your parents like just force you to eat crap and you don't like it, and then you
Yes.
grow up and you get a choice. Yeah, I'm opting to not eat the crap that I didn't like when I was younger. Mind you, I've outgrown that with a lot of things, but there's a few things still on that kid list. I mean, I used to hate peppers, green and red, um, and now I love them, but the green ones hate me still. They hate my freaking guts with a passion. I'll eat the bastards, but they'll let me know that they're not going down without a fight.
Yeah.
Red ones, not a problem. Not a problem. I'll put them in all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
Um,
So, Bart, if you dislike pumpkins, how do you feel about Smashing Pumpkins, the band?
the only thing that should be orange is oranges. I will disagree because orange chicken is like in my top three favorite foods of all time, right after potato chips and ribs. But
To
I
be fair,
don't.
orange chicken isn't orange normally. It's something you make orange.
I know, but
But yeah,
and
raw carrots are pretty great.
raw carrots are okay, but they do require a hell of a lot of ranch. Uh, Other cooked carrots, I'm a bigger fan, but I like to put sugar on my carrots. So Dean would probably like throw them across the room. Butter,
Oh, I
salt, a
will
little bit
eat
of
it.
sugar.
I'm the guest. I will eat it.
No, I'm going to go over to your house and I'm going to make them in your kitchen and make you eat them. That's great, Bad News. Smashing Pumpkins. That's one of those new bands, right?
I guess like my confusion with Smashing Pumpkins is like, do you know who Stefan Molyneux is?
Yeah.
I thought at first that like the singer for Smashing Pumpkins was like a young, like his project when he was young or something, because like they're both bald guys.
hmm there's actually a bunch of songs of theirs I really do like, but I haven't thought of them in 10 years.
They are pretty much, if we discard something like, despite all of my rage, I'm still a rat in the cage. A lot of their songs were just like radio songs.
hmm
So yeah,
hmm
I can understand why they're a little forgettable.
I think that song 1974 really, there's something about it. It just hits certain like weird notes that just really freaking like almost send like a chill down my spine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was watching this video because we've now entered the music segment of the show because we did drugs and we did food and we did
spiders.
right and we did bugs. Okay, I was watching this video. I forget who it was, and you know how there's like those videos of people reacting to hearing this or that for the first time, and it was a couple of black kids listening to ELO's "Mr. Blue Sky," and
Yeah.
which is a big
Do,
favorite
do,
on the
do, 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 do,
is a
do,
big
do,
family
do, do,
favorite
do,
around
do, 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 do.
the Shadow household, and watching these kids, being honest, because they were actually, they had the accent, you know what I mean? So they're not from the United States per se, or they're new to the United States or whatever, or maybe they're in the UK. I couldn't really tell, but they had like like sports jerseys and the attire, but you could tell
Yeah.
by their accent they're like not local, and they're I'm watching them and they're like I could just see their eyes getting big and just like they're trying to sing along but they're hearing it for the first time so but they couldn't help it because they learned like the chorus or whatever and I'm like watching them I'm like you lucky bastards. You have no idea what world you're about to enter because um, I know a lot of people don't really like them, but it's because every band has like a couple of songs that suck, and I can tell you what theirs are.
What's
Um,
that?
Strange Magic. Uh, that's literally the entirety of the lyrics. It's
Oh,
just Strange Magic over and over. It's all chorus. I fucking hate songs like that. Um, like Blue Oyster Cult's "Are You Ready to Rock?" and there's another one, "Let
Uh,
Go." Let Go. That's a Blue Oyster Cult song that
I
I
would
will
say
fucking.
the Go and Are You Ready to Rock? That sounds almost like song that was also made by the not the publisher. What do they call it? Record company.
Mhm. Yeah, the studio or the producers or whatever. It's like, hey, you got to make a song like this. As a
Yeah,
matter of
we need a
fact,
radio song.
one of them was actually like for Don Kirshner's uh, show, the late night with Don Kirshner. I forget what it was called. Uh, Don Kirshner's something. You guys probably remember. I can't. But it was a TV show like the Midnight Special where bands would come on the show and play a song, but it was probably lip synced. But uh, uh, you're not wrong, Bad News, but they still have. I mean, I we said the same thing about Rush. And there are people out there that will fucking lose their shit. You shine light on the fact that Geddy Lee had one of the most annoying voices in the history of music, and yet
Here
they
we
did what
are.
they did. Liver and onions is a superfood. It'll put hair on your chest and lead in your pencil. We're into the music section of the show.
Yeah, I will say
Uh,
the way I eat liver. There's two ways. One, what do you call it? Liver pate, because you put everything else in it along with the liver. And then I do like liver mixed with ground beef. Like all of it mixed together and ground it up, and then like make tacos or something out of it.
uh, yeah, I want to rock and roll all night. Yeah, I tried liver and onions, didn't like it.
And that's
Yeah,
totally fair. And a lot of people don't like liver; it tastes too
I want to
strong.
rock. Yeah, that's another one of those songs, Chris. Uh, and I think probably every band has one or more, and the more you have, the less likely it is I'm going to buy your albums. Uh, you know, but it was actually really. I remember there was another YouTuber I used to watch. That's all he did was, listen to things for the first time, and they totally like just crushed his channel. But these guys got away with it because they're.
Oh yeah, yeah. The certain React channels were basically farming engagement on YouTube, and they had to change things to y- make sure that that wasn't the only thing showing up on the front page, just like they did to Minecraft back in 2012.
The first Rush song I heard was Red Barchetta. Loved it, but after a certain album, I want to say like I think Roll the Bones was it. When they tried to do that little rap thing, for Roll the Bones, I'm like, I'm done, fucking done. I walked out of a concert when they did that, um, and I get it. They're one of those pillars, if you will. But if I never listen to them again, I'll be okay. I'll I'll live. And mind you, I've seen them in concert several times, and before that, it was okay. I'm glad because my very first concert was Rush, but Golden Earring opened for them, and they blew them away. They made them look like freaking amateurs, um, and they were obviously more masculine, in every way. Everybody in the band, you could tell that they were touring Europe. They literally, for like 60 years, toured 190 days every year for that entire period. They're the hardest working band in show business, and didn't care if anybody outside of Europe even knew who they were.
And
Way more masculine because I honestly can't think of a single. And here's how you know. I can't think of a single song that they ever wrote that was like about a girl. You know what I mean? Like heartbreak or anything like that. It was
yeah,
always anything but that.
I
Mind
mean,
you,
at least they didn't write the song Jailbait like Motorhead. But I digress.
That's a good point. I did not know they wrote that song or wrote a song like that. Coco says, I hate Rush. I laugh when they avoided my town for decades because, as the story goes, someone threw a beer bottle at Geddy Lee in the 1970s. Well, can you blame them? I mean, everybody got a beer bottle thrown at them. We got beer bottles thrown at us, and we were in our own garage. Okay. The only way I could hit Geddy's notes is to have my balls in a vice. Roll the Bones was a very bad decision. Just roll the bones. Yeah, nope, nope, nope,
And
nope.
I disagree, awkward gamer. If someone suddenly turns off the hot water while you shower, you will also hit those notes.
Or if you get into water that's too cold. Oh, fuck. I've done that more than one time. The pool's fine. Come on in. And they disappeared. They completely just disappeared. I don't know where they went. They came back eventually, obviously, because I have a boy and he's mine. But they did disappear. You didn't like roll the bones. I remember when I was in my first semester of college, 1990, and they were on the Presto tour, first time riding the train in Atlanta. I wasn't a minority. Rush equals Hobbit Bards versus Golden Earring equals Viking Skalds. Thank you, thank you. Radio DJs were calling it Master of Rapids tour. Uh, uh, Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, just there's a song, "Burning Stuntman." Oh my god, their videos were freaking. I mean, come on, who here did not absolutely freaking love their Twilight Zone video? I mean, right? Uh, just fucking chef's kiss, next level of music videos for the few that were literally like that on MTV back in the day. There weren't.
Yeah, wasn't like the one of the first actual music videos that wasn't just a band standing on a scene playing like Michael Jackson.
Not only that, but the original uncut version of that video actually has a couple of assets you might want to check out that you can't see in just every version of the video, which is funny because when that video came out in Texas, they didn't actually edit out that scene. They edited out the pew pew. Does that make any sense? Like, wait.
It sounds very French, as in the country or Quebec.
Right, but in Europe, it's like they zoom in for that shit. But they were familiar. I mean, there's one song that's in French of theirs, or at least part of it, and that's all they did was tour Europe, and they were fine. They put out over 60 albums in their 60 years. I have them all, and there aren't a lot of bands or performers that can say that, and that don't. I mean, mind you, to be fair, uh, they have some shit songs too. They have some kind of crappy albums that make you wonder how they even survived. It's like, you guys remember Spinal Tap, the movie? This is Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap about the fake heavy metal band.
I
Rob,
haven't watched that one. I
Rob
probably
Reiner
heard about
made it. Pardon?
I haven't watched that one. I probably heard about it.
And in that video, it follows the career of this fictional band, but they started out as like a flower power kind of hippie band in the '60s, even though they didn't really exist. But they wrote songs for the soundtrack and the movie. You can kind of hear in the background at times of their different eras. Well, there's a couple songs in there that you're just like, oh my god, I forgot the '60s were that freaking cringy, flower power hippie dippy nonsense. Well, for the movie, they made those songs, and I had the soundtrack. Listen to what the flower people say. Oh God, that's a real song. Michael McKean and the other guys in the band wrote or whatever and performed, and it makes it makes everything the Monkees ever did look like heavy metal. My point is, though, Golden Earring actually made songs like that, unironically, sold albums, and then over the course of years turned into the hard ass, well traveled, well red, experienced, badasses they became, um, before they called it quits when the drummer died in 2015, I think, which sucked because they'd still be performing today if that hadn't happened. Can you imagine that 60 freaking years of just like, yeah, we're going to this freaking club tonight to, you know, another club, another club, another club. God, their livers, what they must look like. Holy shit.
Yeah. Shadow, I will have to head out and figure out something to eat.
I
I'm
suggest
feeling a little
potatoes.
faint, I'll be honest.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Go, 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 go. Go eat some
Oh yeah.
potatoes. I'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
Take care, brother.
You too. And have
I'm
a good
gonna.
one, everyone.
Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna only hang out for another 9 minutes myself. More masculine? You mean like Man of War? I'm kind of familiar with them. No, not quite that. They're like more like a classy hard rock than like Leather and Judas Priest or death metal or anything like that. But like something you can like it's a good comparison. Like maybe like 38 Special or Bob Seger, but like way harder. Just like no freaking goofy outfits, no matching outfits, no freaking assless chaps or torn up jean jackets. Sometimes they'd wear ties, sometimes it'd be t-shirts and jeans, but they weren't no airs. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? I do like both versions. I just think White Lion did it better. Uh, yeah, not like that. More, just way more classy. Uh, uh, okay. Make a bold and controversial statement. White Lion's version of Radar Love is better than Golden Earrings. Well, got to remember, Golden Earrings was written before you were born, before I was born, probably. So that doesn't surprise me. I mean, Manfred Mann's "Blinded by the Light" was better than Springsteen's by a freaking country mile. Um, it happens. There's lots of remakes of songs that are better. I won't say that Metallica's "Whiskey in the Jar" or "Astronomy," which would be a sin to say, are better, but they're good. They're still just as valid. So, mind you, they'd also been playing that song since the 60s probably. And even Blois for Colt, if you know their song Astronomy that Metallica did in their Garage Days tour, there's 3 different versions of it and they're all completely wildly different. And I love every one of them, but I can tell you which one's best, and that's the later one. The last one they recorded, actually there's 4 different versions. The last one they recorded in the studio was the best because they were able to, perfect it. It's like, like wine. The longer you leave it to, in the cellar, the better it gets until, I think it just explodes or something. I don't know. Uh, Mick Jagger, I don't want to be in my 40s still singing Satisfaction. Yeah, well, is he still alive? I forget. Look up Man of War's album covers. I vaguely remember them back in the day, um, but you know, it's just we all have our different tastes. But it's nice that we can come together and hang out and agree on a whole bunch of things. Uh, I was 4 months old when Golden Earring released Radar Love. There you go. Um, I think I was born the year they formed, you know, and I saw them open for Rush for the Signals tour, which I'm pretty sure was the last time they were in the states as a band per se, and I fucking loved it. Um, their drummer's drum solo made Neil look like the wheezing asthmatic that he was, and whiny liberal as well. Because don't forget, he wrote all that whiny shit for Geddy to sing, and Geddy just like went, "Yep, oop, I'll, I'll do it." You know, just saying. Some stuff was great. He's 82 and still going. Well, she needs to like retire and like just fade away, and we don't need to see him up on stage anymore. He's fucking 80. Um, he's only doing it for himself, and if he needs the exercise, I recommend a treadmill. Low impact, and you can mind your own fucking business and toddle off, and enjoy your $1 billion you probably got in Swiss bank accounts. Uh, Cinderella to the Goth, new wavish version of Eyes Without a Face that I find better than the root. Ah, oh, they formed in '61. Okay, then. Oh, I think it was a certain singer came on board or took the place of the old singer in '60. There's something about the same year I remember. And I thought you were describing Ontario or Manitoba, Coco. Yeah, I've never been to Canada. Um, Maybe I'll make it to ClareCon the next year, but I don't know. Uh, the whole passport thing might be an issue to get that done in time, so I can do that. I would absolutely love going and meeting some of you guys, but it might take another year to do. But if I do, I will be bringing freaking so much Arduin shit across the border. Uh, Knock some socks off. Just saying, uh, because we are trying to get like an Arduin tour, world Arduin world tour or something, and I want to be part of that big time, showing off Arduin to all the folks we can, because man, there's just some juicy shit. If you go to Claire, you are one of the people I absolutely would insist. If you're not going, I'm not going to. I'm not. No. You and Off Grid, obviously, uh, the Dungeon Minister, Bear. I would like to punch him in the arm just once. Hey, you fucker, um, and a few other people. Um, but it's a long way to go, man, from California. Just saying, it's like a long way to go. And in an airplane, those things terrify the shit out of me. So going there by train or bus, I mean, that's a long trip for a very short stay. You know what I mean, guys? Because it's a round trip thing. I want to visit the Free Republic of Alberta. That's funny, guys. That's funny. What are you doing down there? He's just like making little noises because I think he wants to uh, get fed again or something, or he's having puppy dreams. I can't tell. Once the U.S. fully manifests its destiny, all of North America plus Greenland will be the USA. Travel will be easy and cheap, but it won't be fast. And I'm not going in a teleporter no matter what they say. Um, I appreciate Shadow of Arduin tanks, man. Um, yeah, it really is unlike all the other stuff. A lot of imitators, but Arduin for the masses. Nice, guys. Nice. I do love it. I do love it. I've even got some stuff that when you move to Texas, you need to start Arduin Con. Someone else may start that before me, but I will definitely host it. Or if not that, it'll be ShadowCon, and I'll make sure George and Dave show the frick up. And okay, Bones McShadow. No, no. I do not. I do not like. I do not like. I do not like that. That the mixed shadow part's fine. I've heard worse. You probably don't remember when the boy would come and change the background, and it would say Shad Woe and Son. Oh shit! I need to fix that because you can barely see the sun part. Oh, that's not good. Maybe I'll need to raise it so you can see it. There's so many freaking miniatures in front of it. Most of my family lives in Alberta. I've been invited to live there many times. Unfortunately, my only opportunity at the time was to carve my homestead from the shield in Ontario. Dude, I've seen your spread out there. It's freaking gorgeous, dude. I would not. If I ever need to disappear, I'm coming to your place. Just saying. This guy is really humble, but oh my god, what they put together, it's like, yeah. Oh yeah. Bones hated transporters. Yeah, but so did Barkley. I and I didn't like either character, to be honest. Bones was okay, but yeah, Barkley was far worse. Oh my god, what a character! I mean, he actually had a couple of funny moments, but he was just I liked him better as what's his name from the A Team. But with that, folks, I am going to let you go. I got to go do some people stuff. Uh, Anytime off grid. Everybody else, have a great freaking day. I will see you guys tomorrow with more of this. Until then, folks, love you guys. Happy trails.